So, the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw took place yesterday in Washington, D.C., and a lot of people are calling it the worst draw FIFA has ever put together. Not because of one single mistake, but because the entire thing felt messy, dragged out, and strangely political in a way that completely overshadowed the actual football part of the event. I want to break down everything that happened so you understand why people were so frustrated. The first issue people pointed out was how unnecessarily long the whole show was. This was supposed to be a straightforward draw that should have taken maybe 45 minutes, and yet it ended up stretching past 2 hours, and the actual trying of teams didn't even begin until around the 87th minute. Viewers were already losing interest by then, broadcasters were getting impatient, and some networks like Fox actually cut away because the event was moving so slowly. By the time real draw started, many fans felt like they had wasted their evening. But the runtime wasn't even the part everyone was talking about the most. The moment that sparked the biggest backlash was when FIFA President Gianni Infantino suddenly presented Donald Trump with a made up Peace Prize. It wasn't an official award. It wasn't something anyone had heard of before, and it seemed like something created on the spot just to flatter him. Infantino even linked it to conflicts like Gaza and Kosovo. Fans immediately felt that this had nothing to do with football and that FIFA was turning the draw into a political show instead of keeping it neutral, which is what most people expect from an international sporting event. Then there was the hosting. Kevin Hart and Heidi Klum were chosen to co-host the event, and while they are popular in entertainment, they had almost no chemistry on stage. Their back and forth felt awkward, their jokes did not land, and a lot of viewers said it felt like watching two people who met 5 minutes before the show and were still trying to figure out how to work together. Even the broadcasters seemed uncomfortable with how the segments were going. To make things worse, FIFA added several celebrity skits featuring Lou Ferdinand, Matthew McConaughey, Salma Hayek, and even pre-recorded messages from children. These were meant to be fun breaks, but they ended up feeling stiff and out of place, almost like a school assembly where the performances don't match the theme. Instead of building the excitement for the draw, these moments slowed everything down even more. Throughout the event, there were also a lot of jokes from Infantino, Trump, and Rio Ferdinand that simply did not land. Instead of adding humor, they made the whole show feel forced and uncomfortable. Many people describe the humor as sycophantic, like everyone was trying too hard to impress each other instead of focusing on delivering a clean, professional draw. And even before the draw happened, there were already controversies surrounding it. The choice of the Kennedy Center as the venue triggered a US Senate probe because it raised questions about political influence and cronyism. So the event didn't start with clean energy, it was already under scrutiny before anyone even stepped onto the stage. There were also boycott threats from the fans and organizations due to Infantino's close relationship with Trump, combined with the US travel bans affecting national teams like Haiti. Instead of the draw bringing people together, it felt like it was creating more tension. Fans were more focused on the political drama than the excitement of seeing which teams would face each other. Another thing that frustrated fans was the ticket pricing. Groups like Football Supporters Europe called it disgraceful because many of the seats were priced far out of reach for average supporters. It added to the feeling that FIFA was prioritizing money and spectacle over fans and tradition. A lot of people also complained how much filler content was shoved into the show. There were long speeches, promo videos, and performances that dragged on so much that by the time the real draw began, the momentum was already gone. Many viewers online said they were watching out of habit, not excitement. Then there is the conversation about the raging vibes. The draw used pre-seeded parts that avoided any real group of death scenarios, and while this isn't proof of manipulation, fans felt like the groups came out a little too clean and predictable. It added to the overall suspicion that FIFA was more focused on creating a marketable tournament than a competitive one. All of these things combined created a tone that many fans described as cartoonish, forced, and even repulsive. It reminded people of the worst moments from the Blatter era, but somehow felt even more disconnected from what football fans actually care about. And the biggest takeaway from all of this is that FIFA's neutrality looked completely shattered. Instead of hosting a simple, global event that focuses on the sport, the draw felt like a political stage with unnecessary drama, uncomfortable humor, and a lot of decisions that did not make any sense for football. So when people say this was the worst World Cup draw ever, it's true. It's not just because it was long or awkward, it's because the event lost the essence of what a World Cup draw should be. It should be simple, exciting, and focused on the teams. It should not be about politics, not skits, forced jokes, and definitely not made up awards. These were the reasons due to which I feel like this draw was the worst ever. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.